having this week, I wasn't sure what this week was going to look like, so I'm grateful that you guys are here. Let's get started. You got your blocks? I know Mommy's got her block. And you don't need your block. If you don't have a block, it's totally fine. But welcome to Yoga with Tina. Good morning. If you do have a block, grab it. We'll use it. There's going to be a couple of times. You've got something new that I'm going to share with you. It's called Broken Wing, and we'll be laying down on our stomachs and resting our forehead on the block while kind of crossing the arms. I love finding new poses to kind of release the shoulder blades, that kind of thing. So I'm grateful that you guys are here with me today. It's a flow on Tuesdays. It's always a flow. So with that, I don't think there's anything big surprises. We are going to do assisted standing split. It's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. Use your block. We're just releasing one, we're going to be in forward fold and releasing one leg up. And it can go as high or as low as you'd like it, so no nerves about that one. And we'll just see. Sometimes it's hard to kind of gauge a 45-minute class, so hopefully I get it right. But anyways, welcome. Grab your block. Join me in Child's Pose to do your centering. So Child's Pose, I'll be releasing the knees to the long edge of the mat, bringing the big toes to meet behind, releasing the hips down, extending my arms out in extended Child's Pose. If you prefer a different version of Child's Pose, we're here to center and to kind of release and disconnect from the outside and draw ourselves a little bit more inward. So find a posture that is comfortable and grounding for you. So to start, even though Child's Pose is a resting, grounded pose, I always like to engage the body to get there first. So as I'm sitting back on the heels, the big toes are meeting behind. I try to release the knees and then slowly start walking the hands, keeping the hips released to the heels, and then start engaging the arms. So as I'm engaging the arms and sliding the hands away from the body, then lowering the forehead towards the earth. And as my forehead connects to the earth or even to your block, then I start to soften. So then start softening the arms, softening the forehead, feeling the connection of the fingertips with the earth, the palms, feeling the connection of the knees and the legs. And then with each exhale, I just start to release and soften just a little bit more. Releasing any tension from the face, softening the jaw, keeping the lips together, but bringing separation between the top and bottom teeth. Softening the stomach, and noticing where I'm breathing. So noticing the parts of the body that are rising and falling with the breath. Depending on the night you've had, perhaps you are breathing into the chest space, or possibly already deep breathing into that stomach space, expanding that diaphragm, expanding on the inhale, drawing the breath in through the nose, and then on the exhale, drawing that belly button in towards the backbone. With each exhale, let go, soften. Soften the shoulders. Feel the cool air coming in through the nose. Feel a small amount of warmth as the breath leaves the body. And although we are in a position where the forehead is connected, and it may restrict the breathing just a little bit, try to draw in 5 deep inhales and exhales in through the nose, releasing those shoulders. On the exhale, softly releasing the breath. Draw the belly button in towards the backbone. Slow it way down. So deep inhale through the nose, holding at the top. Long, slow exhale to release. 3 more times on your own. Deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. One last deep inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Long, slow exhale to release. Notice how the body and the mind are feeling. Notice if you've been able to slow the breath down. And then slowly draw the knees in, hip width apart. And continue to walk those arms out. Coming into puppy pose or bleeding heart, stacking the hips over the knees. Releasing the forehead down towards the earth or to your block. Feeling the stretch on the arms. Keeping the hips lifted. Softening the skin of the face. Slowly entering the morning, taking your time. Showing up for yourself and knowing the importance of that. Knowing that the energy flows from us outwards. Slowly walk those hands into our tabletop position. Your knees are already hip width apart, stacking hips over knees and shoulders over wrists. So the crease of the wrist pointed towards the short edge of the mat, the fingertips pointed towards the front edge of the mat, but really allowing the fingertips to kind of splay out, feeling the grip of those fingertips. And then turn the toes under and slowly bring the body forward. If you have limitations in the knees, definitely double up the mat or grab yourself a blanket or a pillow for underneath the knees. And then as you sink the hips back, putting a little bit of pressure on the arches, which should feel good unless you have limitations in the arches. And then just be mindful of how much pressure you're putting on them, but giving the arches a nice stretch. 2 more times, coming forward, warming up the wrists and the shoulders. Go ahead and start engaging that core, protecting the lower spine. Exhale, sinking the hips back, stretching the arches, the heels, really even feeling the stretch on the balls of the feet. One more time, coming forward and sinking back. And then tops of the feet connected, coming back into tabletop and just making small circles in one direction. And then slowly reversing. And coming to stillness. Find a nice long spine, eyes are towards the earth. Pressing that mat away from the body, micro bend in the elbows. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone, curl the spine, release the chin to the chest. For cat pose, inhale, scoop the spine for cow. Exhale into cat. Holding on to the spaces. So if it feels really good in cat to just kind of move one shoulder forward and then reversing sides. And then coming into cow, if it feels good to move the hips side to side. Just listen to what your body is. I'm just here to guide you, making suggestions. So coming into cat one last time and then cow. And then slowly coming into some stillness. Bringing the left hand in towards center. Inhale, release the right arm up. Coming into a very gentle twist here. Reaching the fingertips up. And then on the exhale, threading those right fingertips underneath the left arm. Resting the head on the block or on the mat. Readjusting the hips, so keeping the hips square. So naturally my hips Lean off to the left-hand side, draw them back to neutral. And then extend the left arm long if you want a deeper stretch. So we call this, or I call this kind of thread the needle or table thread, something like that. With each exhale, try and soften and release. Deep inhales and exhales. Holding the poses, but never holding the breath. On the next exhale, release the left hand towards the body and then unthread the arms, stepping the right leg out, keeping the left knee connected, coming into gate pose. So I'm just going to turn towards you. So the right foot is pointed forward. So on my mat, it's long edge. It'll be pointed towards the front of your mat. And then slowly just walk the hands up, bringing hands to the hips, just setting up. So really feel the four corners of the right foot connected. So if you need to adjust that a little bit, go ahead and adjust it. Send the right hand down the right leg, sweep the left arm up and over, feeling that side stretch. So really already, we're moving into triangle later in the sequence, and really already trying to feel the torso in between two panes of glass. So if you find yourself sinking forward, just try and bring the shoulders in line. And then on the next exhale, plant the left hand either on the floor or on the block, and sweep the right arm up and over. So you don't need a block for this. You can just reach the fingertips or reach the palm of the hand, but really try to keep the torso in between two panes of glass. On the next exhale, unwind. Try and scoot the block so you can grab it. And then bring that right leg behind, floating the leg parallel with the floor. Recenter those hips, and then extend left arm long, coming into Sunbird. So Sunbird is a balancing pose. If this feels like too much, you can always put the arm down or put the foot down. Try and square off those hips, keeping that energy reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the heel of the foot. The whole body is engaged. One more breath. And then on the exhale, release the hand, lift the right leg a little bit higher, sweep it up and over, planting those right toes to the left side of the body. Slowly turn, looking over the left shoulder. Continue that breath. On the next inhale, slowly lift the right leg and lower 5 breaths here. On the 5th, hold the leg up, sweep it up and over, and then draw that right knee up into a low runner's lunge. So low runner's lunge, we always try to place the foot so that the knee is right over the ankle, but you're still getting a really nice stretch in the left quad. Take one more breath here, and then slowly walk the hands up the knee, reach the arms up and over near the ears. As we open to the right hand side to twist, we're going to open the arms and then bring the top of that left arm on the outside of the right knee. So it's just bringing or providing some leverage to twist the spine just a little bit more. Arms are engaged. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Exhale, open to the left-hand side, same way. So the top of the right arm to the inside of the right leg. And again, just creating a little bit of leverage to open. Shoulders are released. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, and then release down towards the ground. Turn the left toes under and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. So draw the ears in between the arms, fingertips, palms planted, neck and head are soft. Slow pedal with the feet, Tailbone is lifted high. Knees can be bent generously. So if you find your ears way up, way outside of the arms, see what happens if you bend the knees to allow it to be easier to draw the ears in between the arms. Deep inhales and exhales. On the next inhale, keep the left leg planted, lift the right leg high, three-legged dog, bend the right knee, and step or walk the right foot in between the hands. The left heel is lifted, and then slowly walk the hands up the knee. Coming into high runner's lunge, reach the arms up and over. Take 2 more deep breaths. Sink into that left heel, right knee stacked over right ankle. On the next exhale, straighten the right knee, open into warrior 2. And then bend into that right knee. Left toes kind of are towards the long edge of your mat, so you dial that foot back. I always say straighten when you lift, just to be careful with the hips. Arms are extended and engaged, shoulder blades drawn together. Energize fingertips in opposite directions, looking out over the right hand. On the next inhale, straighten the right knee, and then reach as far as you can with the right fingertips before slowly bringing the fingertips to the inside of the right leg or even to your block. If it feels better to reach the fingertips towards the block or plant the hand. Torso is in between 2 panes of glass, stacking the shoulders. Eyes can be up towards the sky or down towards the earth. One more deep breath. On the exhale, coming all the way up. Core stays engaged, bending into the right knee, and then windmill circle the arms down, move the block out of the way. Pivot on that left foot, coming into high plank. If high plank feels like it's too much this morning, release to modified. So draw the knees towards the earth. One more deep breath. On the exhale, kind of move forward on the toes, slowly bending the elbows, stopping halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Up dog, the palms of the hands and the tops of the feet are the only thing touching the earth. And then exhale, coming into child's pose. So knees released, hips released, and soften the body. Take 5 long deep breaths in child's pose to reset. And again, modify child's pose with bringing the knees together or just finding a posture that you can soften the body. So even though we're at the beginning of the sequence, we've already done some really strong postures. And allow the body to rest in between. One more deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, slowly bring those knees hip width apart. Walk the hands away, coming into puppy pose, setting up for the other side. Hips are stacked over the knees, softening the forehead towards the earth or to a block. Fingertips are engaged with the floor. And then slowly walking the hands back towards the body. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, core is engaged, spine is long. Plant the right hand towards center, keeping the hips square. Reach the left arm up and over. Energizing those fingertips. And then on the exhale, thread the left fingertips underneath the right arm, reaching as far as you can, opening up that left shoulder, and then releasing the right arm forward. Recentering the hips. And as you get the body in place, start to soften. Deep inhales and exhales. Keep that jaw soft. On the next exhale, draw the right hand towards the body, unthread. And this time stepping the left foot out towards the side, setting up for gate pose. And again, I'll turn on my mat. You guys stay where you are. So the four corners of the left foot are connected with the earth, and still keep that right hip right in line with the right knee. Slowly walk the hands up. Taking just a moment to stabilize, hands to the hips, and then send the left hand down towards the left leg, sweep the right arm up and opening up that right side body. Eyes can be up towards the sky or down near the earth. Soften the shoulders, soften the breath. On the next exhale, reaching the right hand towards the earth or towards your block, sweep the left arm up and over, really keeping the torso in between two panes of glass. So now that we've done triangle on one side, this is our practice pose getting into triangle. So if you find your hips sinking back or the chest leaning forward, see if you can just find a little bit of alignment. Nice long straight lines. And then slowly release the hand down towards the earth. Reestablish that right knee. Coming through that tabletop and lifting the left leg. So parallel with the floor. Engage the core. And then reach the right arm forward, coming into Sunbird. Deep inhales and exhales. Lowering either the arm or the leg, if that feels good. Whole body's engaged. One more deep breath. On the exhale, release the right hand down, lift the left leg up high, and sweep it up and over, planting it on the right side of the body. Turn the eyes over, looking over the right shoulder towards the toes. Core is engaged. On the next inhale, lift the leg and slowly on inhale and exhale, slow pulse 5 times. On the 5th inhale, hold, and then sweep the leg up and over, reset the hips, and then draw that left knee in between the hands, coming into low runner's lunge. Left knee over left ankle, leaning into the pose to get that right quad stretch. Slowly walk the hands up, reach the arms up and over. On the next exhale, open the arms towards the left-hand side, bringing the top of that right arm to the outside of the left knee. Just creating a little bit of leverage. You'll feel a little bit deeper a twist. Inhale, draw the arms up and over. Open to the right-hand side, so the top of the left arm on the inside of the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Plant the hands, turn the right toe under, coming into downward facing dog. So slowly release that left leg, coming into down dog. Ears between the arms. Slowly start to pedal those feet out. Tailbone is lifted high. Arms are released towards the earth. Neck and head stay nice and soft. Feel the weight of the body pressing into the fingertips and in the palms and into the balls of the feet. Since we've already come to our down dog, if you want to try and release the heels without losing the tailbone lifted, start sinking those heels in just a little bit. On the next inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee. Step or plant the left foot in between the hands. Slowly walk the hands up, reaching the arms up high. Pressing into that left heel, core is engaged. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Straighten the left knee, turn to the long edge of the mat, coming into warrior two. So bending into the left knee, looking out over the left hand. Arms are energized, shoulder blades drawn together, whole body's engaged. Right toes to the long edge of the mat, left toes to the front edge of the mat. On the next inhale, straighten the left knee, reach the arms as far as you can in front, and then keeping the torso in between two panes of glass, releasing the left fingertips to the inside of the left leg, sweeping the right arm up and over, grabbing your block to plant the left hand if that feels better. Trying to stack right shoulder over top of left. Core is engaged, jaw stays soft. On the next exhale, engage that core, slowly rise. Coming back to warrior two. Pivoting on that right foot, windmill circling the arms down, stepping into high plank. Take 3 deep breaths in high plank. And then slowly coming forward, lowering slowly, stopping halfway, sweeping into up dog. Shoulders are released. Turn the toes under, coming into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet for a couple of breaths. And then look between the hands and either step, gently hop, or walk the feet forward into forward fold. Keeping your block handy here. So forward fold, top of the head is released towards the earth, tailbone is lifted high, or bending into those knees so that the top of the head can be released. You can step the feet apart just to kind of keep your stability. Neck and head stay soft here. Arms can be hugged behind the knees, or even just drawn in front, holding on to opposite elbows, slowly rocking side to side. Neck and head, though, stay nice and soft here. Slowly on the next exhale, release the fingertips to the earth. Curl the spine 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way up. Taking your time. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale, coming to heart center, thumbs to the heart to remind us we are all connected by no mistakes. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift the palms of the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, open swan dive. Grab that block. Coming into forward fold. So forward fold, and then either plant the hands on the earth or on the block. Your block has 3 settings, so this is the lowest. Turn it up 1, that's the medium, and then on its end is the highest setting. So your choice. So we're going to start by stepping back with the right toes, leaning into the block, and then floating the leg up. Maybe this is more of a modified warrior 3. But if it feels good, you can kind of tip the body up. So nose closer towards the knee, leaning into that block or leaning into the earth, coming into a standing split. On the next exhale, lower the right toes down. And then slowly walk the hands up to the top of the legs, and then energize the arms away from the body. So shoulders are released. Almost like a humble warrior, but the right heel is lifted. And then release the hands down, step the left foot back. Coming into high plank, slide that block out of the way if you need to. Slowly lower the elbows, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedal it out. So I tend to joke that down dog has never really been a resting pose for me, although in certain circles it is. But these are those sequences when I feel like, you know, after you do a couple of poses that are challenging, down dog actually does feel a little bit restorative. Step in front with your left foot, right to meet, forward fold. Inhale, curl the spine all the way up. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Engage the whole body, release those shoulders. Exhale to heart center. Thumbs to the heart. Inhale, lifting the palms of the hands up. Exhale, open the arms, swan dive all the way down. Stepping the left toes back. So hands are either to the mat or to the block. Nose towards the knee, slowly start to float the left leg up. Soften the jaw, big in breaths, out breaths. On the next exhale, lower the left toes down, stepping into that heel, bending into the right knee. Slowly walk the hands up, energize the arms away from the body. Exhale, lower the hands down, stepping back into high plank. Move the block just slowly away, but also keeping it close. Exhale, bending at the elbows, stopping halfway, sweeping up into upward facing dog, and then slowly lowering the whole body down. So keeping that block in front of you to plant the forehead. You're going to cross the arms and then lower the forehead down. So it's going to take just a minute to kind of adjust. So I'm doing right arm over left to begin, and then we'll switch sides. So keeping the lower half of the body stable, core is engaged, but no need to completely tighten the lower body. Micro adjustments in the arms so that you feel a good stretch. There's no discomfort. Breathe into that space. If you don't have a block, maybe just adjust the arms so you don't feel like the head is kind of dangling. On the next exhale, slowly lift the head from the block and switch sides. So now I have the left arm in front, slowly lowering the forehead down, noticing if you have different limitations on one side than the other. So just noticing our flexibility. One more deep breath. On the exhale, slowly release the forehead, unthread, setting the block aside, coming into Sphinx pose. So shoulders over elbows. Fingertips are splayed, fingertips pressed into the earth. Eyes are at the front of the mat, so no craning of the neck here. One more deep breath. On the exhale, release everything down. One hand on top of the other, forehead release to the top of the hand, bending the knees, and slow windshield wipering back and forth. Release the knees, release the legs, slide the hands next to the chest, press the body up and over, coming into child's pose with the knees together. But grab that block so that you have it handy for later on. So release the hips down to the heels, stretch the arms out in front, allow the release of the lower back. We just did Sphinx pose, which is a back bend. Soften the body down. Forehead to the earth or to the top of the block. On the next exhale, slowly curl the spine, coming into hero, really taking your time here. So as I'm sliding the fingertips towards the knees, I can feel this beautiful release through the shoulder blades and the shoulders. So if it feels good, take just a moment there. Let the body soften and release. And then slowly coming all the way up. Coming into a cross-legged position. turn towards you. Finding those sit bones connected. Those are the bones in our hips that we sit on. Finding the alignment, so shoulders over hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, palms pressed together. Exhale to heart center, thumbs to the heart. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up. And then slowly bringing the fingertips in front of you, walking the hands away. Keeping the sit bones connected. Reaching the fingertips away. Maybe the forehead comes towards the earth, maybe it doesn't. Walking the hands to the right hand side, left hand on top of right. And then slowly lift the left arm up and over, opening the shoulders, opening the chest. On the next exhale, release the hand back on top of the right hand. Slowly walk through center to the left hand side. Inhale, open the right arm up and over. Keeping that right shoulder released away from the ear. And then slowly lower. Walking the hands back to center. Release chin to the chest. Roll the spine all the way up to sitting. And slow modified boat pose. Keep that block handing to release all the way down. So shoulders are released, core is engaged. Slow release. See if you can keep the feet connected. And try not to rush the top of the body towards the earth. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug, maybe a kind word. And then slowly plant the feet. So knees pointed up, feet are planted on the earth. Draw those heels in as close to the hips as you can. If you don't have a block, we're just going into a regular bridge. If you do have a block, I invite you to do assisted bridge. So assisted bridge, I typically have the block at the medium setting, and you'll be resting the hips kind of at the sacrum. So not at the tailbone, not at the small of the back. So kind of into that sweet spot. When you lift the hips up, so the weight of the body is going to be in the bottoms of the feet and in the shoulders, never ever the neck or the head. So if you need to lift up on your toes to slide the block under, when you settle the hips down on the block, it should feel really good. So you should feel like this beautiful release in that lower spine. So if it doesn't feel good, kind of play around with it until it does. You can even slide the shoulders under just a little bit. 5 deep inhales and exhales. So if you're in full bridge, just really activate those hips lifting, keeping the core engaged. If you're doing assisted bridge, just settle the body onto the block, let the block do the work. Feel the rise and fall of the stomach with the inhales and exhales. And really notice on the exhales how that softens and releases the lower spine. One more deep breath in, and then slow exhale, rise up on the toes, and release the block to the side. Draw the knees in towards the body one last time, rocking side to side. Release the feet up towards the sky. If you would like to release the body into plow, you can keep your legs right here at legs up the wall. Obviously there's no wall there, but that's still what we call it. Or you can draw the knees in towards the nose and lift the hips. So use your hands to lift the hips. Perhaps the toes meet the earth behind, maybe they don't. No wrong answer. Weight of the body is in the shoulders here. So really be mindful not to put pressure on the neck or the head. So if that means a little micro adjustment in the shoulders, you really don't want to leave any weight on the neck here. Keeping the neck and the head still. If you flex the feet, it changes the stretch just a little bit more. You almost feel like you're getting a foot stretch all the way to the glutes. One more deep breath. On the exhale, slowly release. So one vertebrae at a time. Coming back to our legs up the wall. Flexing the feet, bringing the fingertips underneath the hips, slowly lowering the heels all the way down. Preparing for resting pose or shavasana. As the heels connect, release the fingertips, release the arms next to the side of the body, palms facing up, and allow the toes, the feet to naturally open to the sides of the mat. Start to soften and sink the body. Feel the rise and fall of the stomach with the inhales and exhales. Feel the vibration of the body and the bottoms of the feet. Soften the tops of the feet. Release each toe one at a time. Release any tension from the lower legs. Soften the knees. Release the upper legs. Soften the hips. Release any tension from the lower spine. Release any tension from the stomach. Often we feel the stress, the effects of our chaos in our stomach. So really soften and release that stomach. Release any tension from the upper spine, pressing the shoulders and shoulder blades into the earth, and then releasing. Softening the chest, releasing the shoulders, soften the arms. Feel the connection of the backs of the hands to the earth. Feel the vibration of the body in the palms of the hands. Release each finger one at a time. Release any tension from the neck, soften the jaw. Release the cheeks, the ears, the nose. Soften the eyes and the forehead. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, release from the top of the head, closing the eyes, washing over the body and through the bottoms of the feet. For just a few moments, I'll let you rest, and then you'll hear my voice again. As you start to hear the sound of my voice, start bringing awareness back to your space, taking your time, noticing your breath, noticing your stillness. Bringing small movements into the fingers and the toes, keeping the eyes closed slowly, and as you feel ready, rolling to one side, maybe drawing the knees in towards the chest. Resting kind of in your blissful state. As you draw in breath, also draw in the gratitude for the body that you are using, the mobility that you have, the flexibility that you have, focusing on all the good things. Being gentle when you are not feeling it, when you're feeling off balance, when you're feeling off center, being gentle, being patient with yourself. Knowing each day brings its own differences, maybe sometimes challenges, but try to focus on the good things, letting go of some of the disappointments, focusing on those things that serve you, that build you up. Gratitude for your mind's ability to be still, your mind's ability to heal, to accept, to celebrate, the mind's ability to notice every single blessing around you, even when it feels kind of dark. showing yourself grace. Know that you are beautifully and perfectly made just the way that you are, exactly the way that you are. You are invited to show up vulnerably and authentically every single day. Even if that doesn't feel, if you're feeling like your energy is off, it's okay to show up that way. That's authenticity. It's okay to share that with the people that you encounter. So often we encounter people that are a little bit prickly and we take it personally. It's so not personal. It's rarely personal. So giving yourself space for that grace so that you can share that grace with others. As you feel ready, slowly come back up to a seated position to close out our practice, finding your alignment, finding the fingertips to the earth to feel grounded one last time. Take your time. As you feel ready, open the arms up wide. Collect this beautiful energy you help create into the palms of your hands. Exhaling to heart center, thumbs to the heart, reminding us we are never alone, not even in quarantine. And we are all connected by no mistake. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Whether that's virtually or someday in person when we can get back to hugging. I miss it. But with that, may you be safe, may you be well, may you be at ease, and may you know peace. May you seek the blessings that surround you always. Namaste, the light in me honors the light in you.